Matt Weiner. How are we doing tonight? Sunday night?
They're doing great.
Some business already taken care of in the NBA. Let's get through the three games that have already completed themselves, starting here in Atlanta with the LA Lakers continuing their road trip, wrapping it up, in fact, against Trae Young and the streaking Atlanta Hawks. LeBron James out again, left knee soreness. Anthony Davis in, spinning and hitting. That's a tough shot.
He's good. He's going to make tough shots, but they need to have him to do that more consistently.
That is analysis from Channing Frye.
Yes.
He's good.
No, he's
good.
He gave
Russell Westbrook.
He gave explanation afterwards.
He did. He continued. Westbrook at 27 and 12. John Collins there with the floater. Trae Young, step back. All-star. Got it.
All-star starter.
Austin Reeves to Carmelo Anthony. Look at him absorb the contact. That's a great no call, by the way, and a great bucket by Melo. Then Anthony to Malik Monk for
Where
three.
would the Lakers be without Monk?
Ooh, worse. That's my analysis.
Good job. Great analysis, Matt.
Lakers up by 11. Bogdan Bogdanovic, then Lou Williams, sidestep three. I don't know what that means.
Lemon pepper means the food is good.
Oh, the lemon. Yeah, that's it.
Lemon pepper.
Should have known that. Onyeka Okongwu, put back dunk. More on him in a moment. Stanley Johnson, no. Anthony Davis, I got your put back dunk right here. 27 points, 5 boards. Lakers up by 1. Getting late. Can't leave that guy open for that shot.
Contested. Oh, nice. That's nice right there.
Trae up top. Okongwu.
Oh, 4 of them.
Okongwu, an LA area guy, shining against the Lakers.
I got a big man question later for Channing Frye.
Okay.
You got to help me out with it.
Look at him get up.
I'll help you out. Is it about dunking on people? I'm an expert.
Even Vince Carter's impressed.
Where'd it go, Vince? Nick ain't moved. Oh.
Trae Young, step back three. Atlanta up by 5. Now a 3-point game. Monk. Where would the Lakers be without Malik Monk?
That's a tough shot. That's a tough shot, isn't it?
Correct answer's worse.
If it missed, you would say that was a bad shot.
Monk with 33. We're tied at 121, but not for long. Young, deep pull-up three. He had 36. Hawks win at 129 to 121. The win streak is now at 7 for the Hawks. They've won those games by an average of 12 per.
What animal is that?
That is a wounded hawk.
Is that?
These Hawks are soaring.
It's a nasally hawk.
They shoot 58%, rack up 31 assists.
Oh, my goodness.
Lakers finish their road trip at 1-4. They've lost 3 in a row. Here's Russell Westbrook.
It's halfway through the season, a little bit more over half. We're not in a position we want to be in right now, and that's okay. We know what we need to do as a team and just find a ways to be able to get over the hump and close games out, and that's all we can do. You can't worry about what could have happened, what you should have done, and where you're supposed to be. Nobody know where we're supposed to be. Everybody has their own opinion of what they think or how they think we are supposed to be playing, but based on a lot of our circumstances, we've found ways to battle through it all, and we're still doing that as we speak.
Lakers are now 3 games under 500 for the first time this season. 28 and 45 when LeBron James has been unable to play since he joined the LA Lakers in 5 and 10 this season. And Channing, they were outscored by 18 in the fourth quarter. That's going to be a long flight back to LA.
Yeah, I think, you got to – sometimes you're just playing a really good team when they're hot. And I think for me, the Los Angeles Lakers, it's hard to win in the NBA. And then for them, they're trying to figure out who's in the lineup, who's going to be the man. You don't have Braun, but then you don't have AD. What is Russ going to give you? It's just one of those things that they got to keep grinding, right? They have to stay in the mix. They're getting good production from Malik Monk. You're getting better games from Russ. Now, if you could put all those pieces together and get somebody healthy by the name of LeBron James, I think you'll be all right. But you got to figure out ways to win, man. You can't have 2 guys on the top 75 and not win these games.
Yeah.
That's just, to me, you got to get over that hump. But they're trying, and, hey, they got another one in a couple days.
It feels like their margin for error is maybe smaller than it should be based on the roster that they tried to assemble in the offseason. I know LeBron's missing, but there are a lot of big names on this roster.
Yes, but I think I'm old school. I know the way we play basketball now is small ball. But I also look at, that's the question I wanted to ask Channing. I mean, when you putting this roster together, DeAndre Jordan, I have no information, Jenny. He did not play basically in the playoffs with the Brooklyn Nets.
Right.
You require Dwight Howard. Looks like he's in great shape. There'll be games with DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard combined. They play 3 minutes without Anthony Davis in the lineup. And then I look at points in the paint is a plus 12 for the Hawks. It's always a plus against the Lakers. The reason why is there's no resistance.
Yep.
I see Stanley Johnson. I see LeBron. I see Carmelo, Garden, Embiid, Andre Drummond. No matter what, throughout the game, you're going to get tired. As a shooter, if you're Carmelo Anthony, if I'm banging with Channing for 4 quarters, I'm not going to have any legs, okay?
No.
And I just look at, and that's the part I wanted to ask Channing. When you're assembling this, I know we pick and pop, but you still got to have guys with size that play minutes. When you look at their bigs, Anthony Davis is a big, but he's just coming back. But other than that, DeAndre Jordan is a scratch. How much do I got? 9 minutes?
Yeah, 9:30.
Yep.
So that's not a lot of minutes for
I
me.
think the problem is that you like to have a lot of defensive versatility, but when you play them, especially against really good guards, you're going to get crushed. I think you saw the Nuggets game where they were in rotations all the time, and then you look at this game with Stanley and with smaller guys, you could just switch all that, but then you're putting older guys in the rotations, right? And then you look, the Hawks shot 58%. That means they were getting anything they wanted. So you have to make a choice. Do you want them to shoot the threes up front and let Trae Young get 90 points?
Yep.
Or do you want to switch everything, keep the guys in front, and then if they do throw it inside, you double team, but then you're giving up corner threes. So for me, it's about getting the right guys. And on paper, they look like the right guys, but Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan cannot guard at this level during the regular season, cannot guard NBA-level guards consistently. And that is why the Atlanta Hawks are getting better, is because they're starting to get John Collins back in it, getting their rhythm. And defensively, they've locked in. If they get stops, I think they're top 5 in offense.
Yeah.
And so, again, that's the problem. It's like you shoot 54% as the Lakers, but you give up 58.
Yep.
And again, they do a good job. You only limit 31 threes to a team that shoots a lot of threes. So you would assume they did the right thing, but they just can't. It's just the personnel is not working for what they need.
Lakers were outscored by 12 in the paint, outscored by 9 at the free throw line as well, which says something about the Hawks and penetration into the paint. 2 words for you, Onyeka Okongwu.
And we're going to roll that, Matt. And this is the reason why I'm going to come back to Chain again. Because the reason why I'm watching this is just no resistance. Size matter. I don't care. Size matter. Right here. None of these guards are going to rotate. But when you watch this, Anthony Davis, to me is, yes, defensively, but you got to have some guys that have contest shots, willing to contest shots. I love Stanley Johnson on this play. But when he throw it up, he has no chance to come back and get it. He's 6'7", 6'8". You're going to get beat up. And for me, Anthony Davis, offensively right now, Onyeka does a nice job. Put pressure on him. You're not a guard, Anthony Davis. Yes, you can do that, but at the end of the game, look at the score, 116, 113, you got to drive it. Now it's all tied up. This is huge. Russ, Stanley Johnson, Malik Monk, they all can jump, but they can't get that high when you got a guy that's 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", and you're 6'6", 6'7". Onyeka's done a nice job without Clint Capella. With him and John Collins, that's 3 bigs that can catch loops, they can go protect, and they can slide their feet, to Channing's point, on a defensive end for at least a count or 2 when you start talking about pick and rolls.
And as bigs go, Okongwu's not even that big.
No.
But he was bigger than everybody on the Lakers team.
He was big enough.
If you look at that, the defensive discipline is bad.
Yeah.
Right? Like Anthony Davis, you have to be up to touch, right? You're one of every year we have Anthony Davis as Defensive Player of the Year. Now he's been hurt, but that's his wrist. It has nothing to do with his feet. And then secondly, on all those alley-oops, what is Russell Westbrook and Avery Bradley doing attached to their man on the weak side? Like, be physical. You have to get into the big's body so he can't jump. Big men usually need to stand up, and then they bend down to jump back up. But if you're into their body, they can't do that. This is a fact. This is things you go over in practice. This is a veteran team. Other than Austin Reeves, there's no rookie out there. So these are the mistakes that can be corrected that you need to look at on film, and the Lakers need to have a sense of urgency. Because if you're losing games to a really streaking good Hawks by 8, right, then you may start winning these games. But it's the little things for them. And like you said, their margin of error is very, very small.
And the sense of urgency better. We're in the second half of the season.
Yep.
Yeah.
you're going to make the playoffs, in my opinion. But where and who you play, you don't want to be in that play-in game.
They got play-in written all over.
And if you win the play-in,
they're going to be in the play-in.
You're 8, you're playing Phoenix or Golden State.
Right.
Not too good.
And you don't want to flip that switch.
No.
Try to flip that switch.
No, you can't. Sometimes.
But
Trying to
unable to
start
do
an
it
old
so
car
far.
in the
I know.
Finish their road trip at 1 and